Hi there. I want to talk about a part of the book, Allure of the Flies, which really clicked with me. And I think, although it's a small part in the book, it says a lot about the way we live. I think a big part of what the Allure of the Flies discusses is what it means to be quote-unquote civilized. And I'm talking about the part in the Allure of the Flies where Piggy advocates that the children make a sundial. For those of you who don't know what the Allure of the Flies is all about, although I suspect you know because you clicked on this video, but if not, the Allure of the Flies is about a group of children who end up being stranded on a deserted island. And because they're stranded on this deserted island, they have to organize a society. And what inevitably happens is the society they organize on the island falls apart. But some interesting examinations are made about the notion of what society is from their attempts to make life on the island and to escape from the island a worthwhile enterprise. So let's look at this sundial scene. This is what happens, and this is in chapter 4 of Lord of the Flies. "I've been thinking," Piggy said, "about a clock. We could make a sundial. We could put a stick in the sand and then..." The effort to express the mathematical processes involved was too great. He made a few passes instead. "And an airplane and a TV set," said Ralph sourly, "and a steam engine." Piggy shook his head. "You have to have a lot of metal things for that," he said, "and we haven't got no metal, but we got a stick." Ralph turned and smiled involuntarily. Piggy was a bore. His fat, his asthma, and his matter-of-fact ideas were dull, but there was always a little pleasure to be got out of pulling his leg, even if one did it by accident. Piggy saw the smile and misinterpreted it as friendliness. There had grown up tacitly among the big uns the opinion that Piggy was an outsider, not only by his accent, which did not matter, but by fat and asthma and specs, and a certain disinclination for manual labor. Now, finding that something he had said made Ralph smile, he rejoiced and pressed his advantage. "We got a lot of sticks. We could have a sundial each. Then we should know what the time was. A fat lot of good that would be. You said you wanted things done, so as we could be rescued." "Oh, shut up." He leapt to his feet and trotted back to the pool, just as Maurice did a rather poor dive. Ralph was glad of a chance to change the subject. He shouted as Maurice came to the surface. So Piggy takes on the role in the Lord of the Flies as the intellectual. Ralph symbolizes the democratic leader. Ralph dismisses Piggy's idea of the sundial because to Ralph is superfluous. The ideas about escaping from the island or surviving day to day on the island are more practical. But why is making the sundial such a fanciful idea? Well, why are clocks so important for our day-to-day life? The reason is that clocks measure out time, and in measuring out our time, we can organize the structure of our days. To organize the structure of our days allows us to accomplish our goals more. And viewed in the context of Lord of the Flies, this becomes very important. Because in our day-to-day living, this is how we get things accomplished. We measure out our tasks by time, and we can accomplish things with greater productivity. I was watching another video today on YouTube about how being bored is an illusion. There's a number of really great ideas mentioned in that video, and I'm going to link that video below. So the thing that separates being civilized and being savage is an organization of our time. Clocks, and if you will, scheduling. And I think it's something very interesting, the symbolism of how when someone retires from their job, typically the employer will give them a gift of a watch. Symbolism being that you're returning the time to the person who is retiring, because their life is now free, their time is their own. I'm in an interesting position because I'm a school teacher and I have a lot of time off in the summer. What I've noted in the past is that it becomes very important for me to schedule out my days, because even though I'm not in the classroom, if I'm going to use the summer holidays effectively, I want to parse out my time as well as possible to read the books I want to read, to do the art that I want to do, to make the YouTube videos I want to make. And to do that, scheduling becomes fundamental. Because if I don't, my life just becomes like Lord of the Flies. I wake up willy-nilly whenever I want to. I'll party late into the night because it doesn't matter, because I could live my life in free form. But if you're living your life in a free form manner, it's maybe not as productive as if you're not scheduled. Once again, what is the key to productivity? Productivity in and of itself is not a virtue. But if we want to feel the comfort in knowing that we've made good use of our time, and to prevent boredom, which the other video I linked below talks about as being connected to fear, boredom is really an existential angst, then scheduling becomes the escape from that existential angst. That's my video on the powerful lesson from Lord of the Flies in connection with clocks and time and schedules. Thanks a lot.